Hey everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody had a good Tuesday out there. Tuesday's just kind of one of those nondescript days of the week, isn't it? It's not the first of the week. We're not at hump day yet. We're not close to the end of the week, but you know what? All 7 days are like days to me. I don't really get all into the weekday versus the weekend, so I try to enjoy every day, and I encourage you to as well. Today I want to talk about how to do a raw food diet the right way. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd go down and hit that red subscribe button, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I'll give you a second to get your pencil or pen or something to write with, or you might just want to get your phone ready so you can take notes. Because I'm telling you the definitive way to do this raw food diet today. And I am the authority, so this has come from on high. I'll tell you what's not the right way to do a raw food diet. What's not the right way to do a raw food diet is to find yourself a guru that you just like, or you somehow like the way they talk or whatever. In fact, don't find a guru, period. Don't follow anybody. Don't follow any guru, don't follow any educator, don't follow anybody, or follow everybody. That's kind of cryptic, isn't it? Listen, I never have. I try to define this all the time. Somebody will try to trip me up and act like, I'm like, well, I've never said that. I'm not a raw food diet educator. I'm not a raw food diet guru. If anything, I like to use the word I'm a curator a lot, because I prefer to point people in the right direction. I prefer to give people a little bit of balance. I prefer to give everybody a little bit of taste of different things. Because there's just too much damn fanaticism out there. Stop. Listen, I appreciate the fact you guys watch me, and I guess if you're watching me more than once or twice, you actually like the old guy. But realize why you're watching me, or what you're watching me, or what you're watching anybody for. Are you watching for entertainment value? Are you watching to learn something? I'm sorry, I just don't see a lot of your leaders and your gurus and your experts that are giving you all that good advice, except for follow me, send me more money. It just all seems to be, like I was talking about the other day, ego driven. Let me, my way, my program, my plan, this, that, the other. And I say take a little dose of all of them, and then you decide for yourself. I'm going to keep pounding this message of personal responsibility as long as I've got breath in me, because it's all up to you. So many people are just like they did with doctors. It didn't work there, and you know what? It's your own fault when you just give up your power and put yourself in the hands of other people. And the reason, I'm not dissing anybody, I'm just saying the reason you shouldn't follow any guru or any one person or any expert is because nobody has the answers. And I think that's true in almost any subject we talk about. But when it comes to this raw food diet, it's very true, because there's not enough history out there. There's not enough data out there. There's not enough of anything to just definitively say this is the way to do it. And a lot of times, if you'll watch, you'll get confused. Go do this afternoon, or maybe the weekend, or whenever the next time is that you've got a little bit of time, and just go to YouTube and search raw food diet, raw vegan lifestyle, and just take a sampling. You don't have to sit and watch long videos all day for a day, but just get a little sampling of all your gurus and educators out there. They're all going to tell you a little something different. It's interesting. I'm here in the dirty South, which is the Bible Belt, and it's kind of like little churches around here. They all basically have the same message, but they have one little thing, or they have their certain little this or that they differentiate. Same thing within the raw food diet. There's so many just little things that people get caught up on. And I'm also too, before I use this example, I'm not talking about any one particular thing, or like, there's nothing wrong with you actually believing something. Just don't be so fanatic about it. Like I like to use this a lot. And it just used to annoy me. I was just like, okay, either eat it or don't eat it. watching these discussions, and I've mentioned it here before, oh, garlic and onions. Okay, there's so many levels down, you know, it's like there's enough to talk about. Should we be doing, you know, a lot of people are arguing raw food diet versus not doing it. But then we get into these micro levels, and then we have the elite that talk about that, oh, you know, they'll talk about for on and on and on and on about garlic and onions. Now, understand something that I'm saying to you. I don't know. I'm not saying that's stupid. I'm saying it's stupid to sit around and obsess about it and talk about it. If you don't eat garlic and onions, don't eat garlic and onions. But, you know, it's just, there's so much just fake out there that you just really have to be in control of your own information. And that's why I try to always refer people to solid sources. Because, I mean, come on, this YouTube world, people are falling by the wayside all the time. And even people that their channels or their brands don't go away, or they don't go away from veganism. Listen, I got a lot of time on my hands, so sometimes I'm just bored and I watch things and I observe things. So riddle me this, what about raw food educators that are supposed to be the elite teaching people that have been into this thing 6, 7, 8, 10 years, and you go back through their channel and they've done a personal weight loss journey 3 or 4 times. And I'm going to tell you something about the weight thing, and I talk about this a lot. And I'll be honest with you, if it ever happens, if maybe my body chemistry changes or what else, but there's something they ain't telling you. When you got a raw foodist, especially somebody that, you know, does a channel, has written books, or has a presence, and they've been doing this thing for a number of years, and they inadvertently gain weight because they don't want to, I'm like, you know, how? And you've done it several times. I'm like, I don't know. And maybe that's maybe the hook for some people. Ooh, because they make mistakes all the time, they're more relatable. No. I want to watch people that are doing stuff really good, you know, that are thriving on this. I've always done like that, and it doesn't matter what the subject is or whatever. I want to listen to people, watch people, take things from people that really are experts. And and from what I'm seeing, I don't want somebody just telling me an expert or telling me what they do. I want to see that. You know, I want to see, how does your body come together? How does it move? What's your movement look like? And I'm not talking about any one body size or shape or whatever. Health and being fit can come in a lot of different looks, but you kind of can tell by a person's body, the way they move, the way they're put together, by their skin, by their eyes. And some of it, I just don't see it. It seems like to me, and I'll just go ahead and call it what it is, it's a money-making thing. Like anything, any industry is eventually going to turn into a money-making industry, but the right way to do this lifestyle, I think, is to have a super open mind. I think it's to take in as many sources as possible. But I think it's also, too, it would behoove you to not just be going to YouTube, just be going to Facebook groups or whatever, but actually get people who are accredited experts in this, at least have some sort of a background, some sort of credibility to talk to this lifestyle. So that's why, instead of, you know, somebody always why are people always trying to, oh, you should watch so-and-so? It's never one of these published sources. It's never one of the biggies. It's some other person that's a little bit probably goofier than me on YouTube. I should not be, let me just include myself there, I should not be your only or your main source for a raw food diet. I point you in directions of people that have a lot more information on this lifestyle than I do. That's why I always, and I'll get her name in as many videos as I can, Brenda Davis, Becoming Vegan, her first book, and Becoming Raw. 2 of the best books out there. If you're going to be a raw foodist, I would highly listen. And once again, somebody will find one thing in there. I've had that happen before. I've talked about a person, and there'll be somebody that'll go in and find one little thing they disagree with. I don't agree with everything she says either, but I've gotten a lot of good stuff out of there, and she's got a rational, balanced approach to sharing this information. I like to watch, you know, some of the people that aren't even raw. I like to take information from Dr. Greger. I like to take information from Dr. Esselstyn. The 80-10-10. I like 80-10-10 on Raw. I'm not an 80-10-10er. I mean, you know, when I say that, I don't follow the religion exactly how it's set out, but I do have 80-10-10, and I follow a lot in there, and there's a lot of good information in there. Now, how ridiculous, how inefficient would that be if I went to 80, just because I don't agree with everything in 80-10-10, or I don't do 80-10-10 the way it's prescribed to do, to just discount the whole book? That would be insane. There's so much good information in there. So stop looking for sources that you agree with 100%, because you're probably not going to agree with anybody 100%. Hell, now they can get really out there, so you kind of have to take them with a grain of salt, but read some of the natural hygienists. Arnold Ehret. I was trying to think of his name, Arnold Ehret. Ehret, as well as a number of other natural hygienists. They've got some good stuff. Doesn't mean I'm all natural hygienist, and you know, anything outside of that I disagree with. But I just think that's but it's got to make sense to you. I can't tell you, that's what a lot of people are trying to do with this diet, with this lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. They're trying to understand this thing intellectually. They're trying to understand the words and whatever. And you're never going to, until you feel it, you don't understand it. That's why I'm confident about what I do. I'm not telling you you need to do it because you're not feeling what I'm feeling, but I'm not, like, no intellectual argument's going to sway me to change when I'm feeling like I do. Now, I will keep researching. I'll keep learning new things. I will keep observing my body. I'll be aware of things that can, you know, maybe if you had this deficiency, this could happen, but I will adjust when I have to. But listen, take a little, I'll go back to one I've mentioned 100 times on here too, is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee made his own martial art, basically. You know, his whole philosophy was, you know, don't discard anything completely. Like, you know, take what you can from this system and make it your own. So that's what he did. There were aspects of his Keet Jundo, I think that's what it is. I'm not a martial arts expert, but there were aspects of a number of different martial arts that he had studied throughout the years, and eventually came up with his own version of martial arts. So, listen, stop being lazy. Let me just go ahead and say it. Stop being lazy and putting it all on somebody else just so somebody can tell you what to do. You got to participate. You've got to figure this out. And in the end, you've got to be the one that's responsible for what's going into your body, what's going into your mind. So, you know, you just be a little bit more discerning with where you get your information from. And don't go back to high school. Don't make it a popularity contest. Just because you like somebody, or you like this person, or they're charismatic or whatever on YouTube or any of these social networks, don't get pulled in by that. I do searches every day when I'm researching different things out there, and I'm going to tell you something quite frankly. And some of the people I haven't heard of. They're not any of the people that I don't think we generally talk about. But I search things in the raw food diet and the raw vegan world, and I see some videos out there that obviously, because they pop up in the results, they got 200,000, 500,000, and they're some of the biggies in this name, and they end up disappointing you. And it's like, I look at them and I'm like, there is no worth in any of the education about the lifestyle. In other words, this person ain't going to help you get healthy or well over anything. Once again, they may throw a bone there every once in a while. They may give you a recipe, not telling you to discount them either, but just have your eyes wide open and don't close your mind open to taking information from anywhere. Anyhow, I hope that didn't ramble or get too unclear. I hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.